Welcome back. Stassis23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And today's knife is the Spyderco Urban. This is part of their Slip It line. And this is actually a sprint run of their Urban. This one comes in AEB-L steel. From what they say, that they call it stainless version of 52-100. I'm a pretty big fan of 52-100. Except this one has some corrosion resistance to it. It's a stainless. One thing that I can tell you right off the back, I sharpened this guy after I did my testing on it, and it took a super keen edge. I mean, scary sharp. Ooh, yeah, very sharp. And it's a pretty darn good slicer. This is the box it comes in. It comes with the education, basically talking about the knife, and then talking another thing right here, talking about the sprint run, which I think is cool. So let's get into the specs real quick. Oh, first of all, this sprint version in AEB-L is $65. They did have some available. I got this one at GP Knives. I did see some available at Blade HQ whenever I recorded this, so I'm not sure if they're still there or not. Specs. This is a pretty compact EDC at 6.06 inches overall. Blade length of 2.56 inches, so it's going to be legal in a lot of areas. You have a handle length of 3.45 inches. A thickness in this area at 0.3 inches, so nice and slim. Blade stock at 0.11, so decently slim blades, thin blade stock. And behind the edge thickness of 18 thousandths at 15 degrees per side. So it's been lent itself to be a nice little slicer, which you'll see in my testing footage that you'll see right after I finished talking about the knife. Let's get some quick close-ups of it. You got this nice drop point blade. They're nice satin finish on the bevels. You have in my opinion, perfectly executed forward finger choil. You're not giving up that much of the blade because it's going into the handle. Locks you in very nicely. You got that little pinch right there. You got jimping underneath right here to keep you from sliding up. And you got this thumb ramp with jimping on there, and Spyderco's jimping definitely locks you in place. You have the brown on this Sprint Zytail handles with some texturing in there that gives you some grip. And this Spyderco emblem was placed there to give you a smooth spot to where the clip will be sitting on, just like you see right there, so it's not catching in your pocket. This is tip up, left or right handed. You have a stainless steel back spring right here. Being it's a slip it is a slip joint. It does have a half stop, stops right there, and it has a nice snappy action there. You got a pretty strong pull, but you can open it one-handed, and I like having that choil right there, especially in a slip joint, to where I know it's not gonna close on my finger very easily. And like I said, you got a good bit of little pressure right there, and you can still open it up like that. You do have the stainless wire pocket clip that helps from scratching up your doors and stuff like that, or your steering wheel. I always end up scratching up the bottom of my steering wheel when I get out of the car from all my clips that are sharp on the sides. So I definitely love the wire clip. It gives me good retention. I don't feel it in hand. And that brings me to the ergos on this guy. Nice and comfortable for its size, being you have this forward choil, but I do have to choke up on that forward choil. Back here, I get a 3-finger grip, but I don't know why I would hold it like that. I'm so far from the blade, and I want to have my finger right there, so kind of help me from letting the knife close up on me. So there you go. There's the knife. We're going to go into the testing footage, and then I'll come back after the testing and give you my final conclusions. So y'all stay tuned. Peace. Urban Sprint Run It's in AEB-L steel, super sharp. Let's test the sharpness. Very sharp. Spyderco usually does a good job with that. And this is a slip joint. Got a half stop right there and a full stop right there. Let's check out, I'm just gonna check out the ergos by doing some wood shaving. I like how they got this forward guard so you got some good, so it's not gonna close on your fingers. In a pinch, at least for me. Check the sharpness, and I didn't think it would mess that up. Spyderco Urban and AEB-L. Just ooh, that blade's hot. Still screaming sharp. There we go. Urban on some paracord. Very, very easily. Let's do that. Let's make it a little bit more difficult for it. We got 4 strands. Let's see how easily it pushes through that. And it took a little bit more pressure, but it was alright. Let's see if we can pop some paracord, see if it's still sharp in front. And we'll go through this seatbelt type material or belt ring, just for natural material. Now, the blade just doesn't stand that far. Looks good as fine. You know how it does with some full cuts. Isn't that tip? Yeah, tip is nice and pointy. There you go. Check out the sharpness. I'm pretty sure that didn't hurt anything. Sorry about that, the wind's getting me. You take my word on it, it's still sharp. Alright, go test after. Very rigid hose. It's got some, I think, nylon webbing in the inside of it. Either for high pressure or drinks or something, beverages. It's a little uncomfortable pushing down like this, the way I gotta hold it. You mentioned I have a whole lot of belly on this knife, but it's cutting it. Still sharp. It's not as sharp as it was in the beginning at the tip. Rope, 20 cuts with Spyderco Urban. Initial sharpness. Not as sharp as it was in the beginning, but still sharp. Got a little catch. Little minor catch right here. Still sharp. Definitely sharp enough to keep on working. Not as sharp, it got a couple of hang-ups, but still good. Board cutting. Let's see what it's like after doing all that cutting. Edge is still sharp. This is AEB-L factory edge. Nice, acceptable, I think. Now this handle grip is just made for comfortable cardboard cutting, in my opinion. Is dolled it out. Yeah, definitely has some dull spots in there, but as you can see, it's still got a good working edge on it. Doesn't really catch that good right there in the back, but the back all the way back here wasn't that sharp in the beginning anyway. But I'd say that's still a good working edge, especially having the factory edge on it. Pretty coarse edge. There you go. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that testing I did on this knife. It did fairly well. That was with the factory edge. I may retest it now that I put a good edge on there, because the edge that it came with wasn't that great. These are made in Maniago, Italy. I don't know if I said that before, at their plant there. Let's get some quick size comparisons, because I forgot to do that. Here's another Slip It, the Pingo. And as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the Pingo. Here is your CRKT Polar. It's a little bit bigger than the Polar. You have your Pioneer Swiss Army knife. And the Pioneer is just a little bit longer. And one that's pretty much identical is this Two Sons Dynamo. Those are about identical in size, just if you happen to have this one. And one more last size comparison is the Spyderco Dragonfly. There you go. You get a bigger knife than the Dragonfly. So, my conclusions on this guy, I like it. It's nice, lightweight. It's nice and slim. I don't know if I even gave you all the weight. Let's check it out. 1.91 ounces, so definitely a featherweight. I forget it's even in my pocket. But let's talk about it, maybe some of the downsides on this guy. For some of y'all may not like the price at $68. I don't think it's that out of line compared to some, like some of the the Kaisers. These are, you know, in that $60-something range, and you get an N690 here. But if you'd rather spend a little bit less and get this model, you can get the standard model like this with the black scales and the N690 blade steel for $58. So if you don't care to have, you know, a different exclusive steel or anything like that, then just pick up that guy if you're interested in this guy. There's only one pretty big flaw in this guy, and I'm hoping it's just mine. If anybody else owns this knife, let me know if yours has the same issue. And it's kind of gotten me to where I don't even know if I really want to carry it anymore. The other day I was carrying it in my pocket, and I reached down in my pocket and I went over the top of the knife like this, and it poked my hand. And I was wondering why. If you look at it, you can see that tip is riding right over the top of the scale. I don't know if you can really see that, but if I run my finger right there, which I'm not gonna do it because it's nice and sharp, it will catch me, but that's kind of a bummer. I don't know. But I mean, usually when it's sitting up against my pocket like that, usually I'm coming on the side of it, so it's usually not an issue. It just had made its way into the middle of my pocket, so I don't know, maybe when I'm carrying this guy, I'll try to make sure it's pushed all the way over to the right side. Wearing it in your left pocket, I wouldn't recommend that, because look, you can see it now right here. That tip's sitting right on top of the scales. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's just mine. So let me know if you have this model, what you think. Overall, I like the knife. I like the way it cuts. I like AEB-L. And maybe being that mine does have that issue, I may take off some of the material in the back spring right there, so it'll sit just a little bit further into the handle, so I don't have to worry about it, and I can carry it with peace of mind. Or like I said, just make sure it's sitting all the way to the right side of that pocket. So there you go. That's the Spyderco Urban. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think about that testing footage. I try to record it when possible. And if you're not already and you like this video, hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit that bell notification button so you don't miss any of my content. And I hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day. And I'll see you on the next one.